edging out of our berth in Puerto Portals on the new Pearl 65. A very interesting boat for numerous reasons, one being the way it looks, the interior design courtesy of Kelly Hoppen, and the fact that this boat has three 8.3 litre Cummins 600 horsepower engines connected to the Zeus joystick. We've just been put into the test, and it's a really fantastic system. So the really nice thing about using Cummins Zeus system is that when you're using the throttles and the joystick, unlike an IPS, you don't have to press buttons to switch between joystick and throttles, which means that if suddenly you feel you need a little burst of one or the other, it's very quick and very easy to do. So the Pearl 65 naval architecture has been done by Bill Dixon, and another interesting point about this boat on top of what we mentioned before is the fact that it can take Zeus, as this one has got triple Zeus pods, so you can have twin IPS 1200 pods from Volvo Penta, or you can have shaft drives if you want. Now there's an argument to say that sometimes when boats try to cover all those bases, actually none of the hulls work particularly well, but really this boat has been designed with Zeus in mind, and that's what's fitted here, and to be quite honest, the setup works really, really well. Yes, you have three engines, yes, that means you have three engines to service, three pods to service, but in terms of performance and the way this boat handles, you cannot fault the setup at all. And we're going along at 20 knots now, and what's most noticeable about this is a nice fast cruising speed, is how quiet it is. Of course, the pods are tucked way back in the transom, we've got the doors shut, Pearl have put insulation about this thick on the deck hatch, so it really is very quiet, comfortable cruiser at this speed. But it's a pod drive as well, so you know, if you do get in the mood, you can do that. It's lovely light steering, 2.5 turns lock to lock, and really surprisingly agile for a boat of this size. And if you were tearing home in a big following sea, it would be nice to take the wheel and steer the boat if you wanted to. The master cabin continues the theme from the saloon. It's all very calming, muted tones, lovely soft carpet under your feet, and also it's a very spacious place as well. In the cabin itself, the floor is all on one level, so you're not going up and down stairs. You have this nice big vanity unit here, which obviously has this flip up section too, but this is a proper sized desk as well, so you can really properly use it. And another thing about this cabin that's nice is because you've got the Zeus pods, which are stuck right back up against the transom, you've got this space here, then you have the bathroom, then you have the fuel tanks, then you have the engine room bulkhead, and then you have where the engines are. So it's very, very quiet here. You really are sort of in the middle of the boat, and it's a very, very peaceful place. And the bathroom is equally impressive. Let's have a look at that. Even in the bathroom, the Kelly Hoppen-inspired touches make their way into the way this boat's designed, like the little shell uplighters here, which are a really nice feature, the tap that spouts out the mirror, the cool shelving. It feels like the bathroom in an upper class hotel. And of course you have a huge separate shower stall where you can also sit. There's a proper drench fixture in the head, and you have your own window, so it's a very luxurious. The only thing I would say is that this part that I'm standing in is actually down a step. You have to step up into the shower and you have to step up out of the bathroom, which is a little bit of a pain, but everything else is very, very cool. As for the rest of the accommodation on board the Pearl 65, behind me there's an ensuite VIP cabin, which of course has a double berth. There's a big day heads here, a twin cabin here, and then there's a fourth bunked cabin on the port side, which is actually up for grabs. So hull number 2, it's going to be an office. You can have an office and a Pullman berth, so you can have a bit of fun with that. And for a boat of this size, there's also a very good crew cabin on board with 2 berths and a large bathroom in the middle. We're not going to go into too much detail about the interior because we have a full interior review from the Cannes Boat Show, which you can see on our YouTube channel and on mbY.com. But it is worth looking at this saloon because this is really where you feel the design side of things. The thing that Kelly Hoppen has been brought in to do is to make this place feel special, and it does. Sure, there are bits and bobs that people won't like these vases which are stuck on the countertop. Not a huge fan of them. There are a few too many hard edges, but it's different and it stands out from the crowd, and some people will really like that. And the beauty of Pearl is if you don't like something, they will change it. Boat number 2 has got an extended galley here as opposed to the little sofa, so you can chop and change with it, but most importantly it feels fresh and interesting. So we're here on the flybridge, and maybe bucking the trend a little bit for a boat of this size these days. It's got a traditional aft raked radar arch and a hydraulic canopy, but it really helps to sleeken the boat down, so it looks very good from the outside. I'm always sceptical of these sun pad areas in front of helm stations. But today I was proved wrong. We went for a bit of a cruise and I found myself sat here. There's a nice cushion just in front of the helm, and it actually proved to be a really nice place to sit on the cruise with the protection of the windscreen. The upper helm is very central, which is great. Got a good view forward. However, there are a few problems when you're manoeuvring. You can't actually see any of the extremities apart from the bow. You can't see the side deck. It's hard to see the bathing platform. So I'd probably bring the joystick over here so you can look down the flybridge hatch when you're berthing. So there you have the Pearl 65, and although it's a little bit rough around the edges on hull number 1, there's a lot to like about this boat, and some of those things are unseen. The fact that it's a bit rare, that you're probably not going to see two of them in the same marina, and the personal relationship you have with the yard as well. The director will hand over the keys personally to you. You have his business card, and that is the sort of thing that small volume builders like Pearl can really prey on. And the plus side is you've got a great boat, which is great fun to drive out to sea as well.